Welcome to Arcade 92's October walkthrough. So I am going to take you on a little tour of the arcade and go through each of these machines individually so you can see what our amazing lineup is for this October. But before I do that, I'm just going to give you like the broad overview of what the arcade actually looks like and basically kind of describe to you kind of who we are. So I'm currently doing this before we open because I wanted you guys to see all the machines and everything that we have to offer. So I'm going to do this little walkthrough, but I assure you that we're not just empty and nobody's interested. It's just before we open because it gets crowded in here pretty quickly. So, but overall, we are a multi-generational gaming experience. That is what we're all about. So that first section I walked through was some of the best games, the arcade games from the 70s and 80s. And as I'm walking through right now, I'm showing you guys the arcades from the 90s. But we also have modern gaming, such as this Aliens from 2006. We have an esports lounge as well, which has Nintendos, Switches, Xboxes, PlayStations, some of the newer rhythm games, like Guitar Hero. Then we also have some of the more modern pinball machines as well. So I'll go through all these as well, but I just wanted to give you like kind of a broad overview. And then there's our Dance Dance game over there as well. So we'll go through all these machines individually. This video usually takes a little while, so it just depends on what your attention span is. But I also want to go through everything at our bar as well, like the drafts that we have, the cocktails that we have, the packaged beer that we have. But again, I just wanted to communicate who we are as Arcade 92. So Arcade 92, again, is a multi-generational gaming experience, and our slogan is, "It's time to play again." So what we mean by "it's time to play again" is this is specifically a call to adults to make time in their busy schedules to have a nostalgic experience. So if you were any kind of kid or young adult in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, this place is built just for you. Now, if you have families as well, families are definitely welcome. I mean, kids will definitely enjoy this experience. They're not going to have a retro or a nostalgic experience per se, but it is a lot of fun. And one of the ways we measure success is if we see, an adult showing their kiddos how to play the retro games, and maybe one of the kids teaching their parents how to play Fortnite or something. That's a big success for us, to see that multi-generational experience happen. So, but here's the best part. It's 12 bucks. So it's 12 bucks. You could stay as long as you want. Everything is set to free play. No quarters, no tokens. And again, we're built for adults. So I'm going to go through our bar lineup. I'm going to actually go through all the beers that we have on draft, everything that we have and package as well as our cocktails. So this will be a really fun video, and I need to actually show you our latest patio as well. So we will get to that. The last thing I want to answer here is a question that we get all the time is why 92? Why Arcade 92? What's the name mean? So all these games that you're seeing right now are what's called the golden age of the arcades. So the golden age of the arcades essentially happened in the late 70s up to about the mid 80s. And it all just kind of fell apart, and everyone thought that the gaming industry was done for, that it was going to be no more. That really changed in 1992, mostly with the release of Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter II, as well as these four-player games over here. So Arcade 92 is a reference point to the significant events that happened in that year that gave rise to the rebirth of the arcades. If it wasn't for the events that happened in 1992, we would not have Fortnite today. We would not have Call of Duty. The American gaming experience would have completely died off. So we play homage to that on the return of the arcades. So let's get started and let's do a walkthrough. So I'm going to lead off with all the games over here in this section with our lineup. So we have Asteroids. So 1979, like one of the greatest trendsetter, and also just setting the foundation for the gaming industry that was to come. We have Asteroids, Donkey Kong. Again, before he was Mario, he was Jumpman. Donkey Kong is an amazing game. Spy Hunter, a lot of people remember Spy Hunter, very unique and fun game. Space Invaders, the oldest game that we have in the building. This is really, as much as you'd like to give Galaga or Miss Pac-Man or Pac-Man credit, really this game kind of started it all. So speaking of which, here's Galaga and our Miss Pac-Man combo. Tron, absolutely love Tron. Coming around the corner here, this is Dig Dug. Dig Dug is a ton of fun. So Dig Dug, Dragon's Lair, and remember, we have Dragon's Lair on free play. That means you can finally beat this amazingly frustrating but fun game. Pac-Man, Track and Field, Donkey Kong Jr., and Centipede. We also have a standalone Miss Pac-Man if you prefer the original. Gyruss, we actually just got this in as well, so Gyruss is a really fun game. Defender, Frogger, Zaxxon, and one of my favorite games, Sinistar. All right, let's loop around again. We got a Gorf here. Gorf is a great example of why trademarks and registered copyrights exist. We have a Punch-Out, Moon Patrol, Galaga, again a standalone Galaga if you prefer the original, Donkey Kong 3, and also Atari's Millipede, the sequel to Centipede. Over here we have Gauntlet 2, a game way ahead of its time with a 4-player format. Tons of fun, great to play with friends. And speaking of which, this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, released in 1989, again very much ahead of its time. To look at this game and think of it it's an 80s game just doesn't make sense. It has the 90s feel, of course it came out at the end of the 80s. But really, this game, compounded with Street Fighter II and Mortal Kombat, is really what gave rise to the rebirth of the arcades in 1992. Joust, Arkanoid. Arkanoid comes from the late 80s, so you most likely played this at a pizza place or a gas station. But Arkanoid's a ton of fun. Super Mario Brothers, gotta love that one. Pole Position, the original Mario Brothers before they were Super. Operation Thunderbolt, which is the sequel to Operation Wolf. Missile Command, Outrun, where I pretty much learned how to drive. Robotron, Q*bert, ton of fun. And then some of our most prized possessions here, we have a Tapper, and we also have Paperboy. We actually just got Paperboy fairly recently, and I am super excited about that. Really fun, shockingly hard, but a really fun game. Okay, so let's leave the 80s section, let's move into the 90s section here. So we've got, again, Mortal Kombat, very famous game. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate. Street Fighter II Turbo Hyper Fighting Edition. And Captain America. Tekken 3. Viper Phase 1, which is a mid-90s game. A lot of fun, really great shoot 'em up game, space theme. So if you like Galaga, you're gonna love Viper Phase 1. Killer Instinct 2 by Nintendo with some pretty intense 90s music in it. All right, speaking of music, Revolution X. Yes, a game inspired by the band Aerosmith. Just as cool as as it sounds. So come play this game. It's really unique. It's a beast. As you can see, it's pretty big. It's 3-player. Not a lot of these exist. There's a couple of 2-player versions, but this one's a 3-player version. But doesn't get much more 90s than this. Off-Road, tons of fun to play with 3-player. Generally speaking, we really try to find multiplayer games. We don't have a ton of 1-player games in here. We try to find as many multiplayer as possible. Carnival, great shoot 'em up. Area 51, Site 4. Lethal Enforcers. Learned how to shoot on that game. Terminator 2 Judgment Day, super great shoot 'em up game. Star Wars Trilogy, very unique game from the 90s with some unique control aspect and timing. Really cool game. Our most modern arcade game in here is Aliens Extermination. So this one is really great. It was a big turning point in the mid 2000s where arcades were still even competing with like PlayStations and Xboxes. This game is pretty great, so I highly recommend you come in playing it. It's a ton of fun. Okay, so we got NFL Blitz, really fun 4-player cooperative or competitive game. Super cool about this one, it actually still has the N64 cartridge reader on there. If you wanted to create your team at home, you could do such a thing. The Simpsons, love The Simpsons. NBA Jam, He's on Fire. X-Men, and Sunset Riders. All right, so let's loop around here a little bit. And by the way, you're probably going to see a couple Halloween decorations. We're just starting to decorate for Halloween. So if you see some random skeletons or spiders or tombstones in the background, that is on purpose. It is, we're getting in October mode. So we also have this, so in the consoles, you can't ignore, if we're a multi-generational gaming experience and we're focused on the 90s, you can't forget about consoles. So we've got Sonic the Hedgehog playing on our Sega Genesis, Super Mario Brothers playing on the original Nintendo Entertainment System, Super Mario World on the SNES, Twisted Metal on PlayStation Original. My goodness, that game is fantastic. Kirby's Adventure on the original NES. We got Banjo-Kazooie on N64, and my goodness, I'm pausing for a moment so you can say to yourself, holy smokes, is that Wolfenstein? Yes, it is. Wolfenstein 3D running off of a micro PC. Tons of fun. Oh my gosh, like how many of us were raised on Doom and Wolfenstein. So back to some arcades. We got Dr. Mario, Final Fight, great beat 'em up, Street Fighter Alpha, and Arch Rivals. Man, the game that kind of like laid the groundwork for NBA Jam. It's basketball game, but you literally just punch each other to take the ball. It's no fouls allowed in that game. So, and as you can see here, this is like just overall, like we've got seating in the arcade as well. So if you're interested in having like a, we do adult party. Again, we're built for adults, but families are welcome as well. So if you got a kiddo who's got a birthday party or adult who's got a birthday party, shoot us over an email or check out our website at arcade92.com. And we can get you guys scheduled for that as well. All right, so let's go down here. So we're getting a bit more modern as we progress here. I want to show you our pinball lineup. Okay, so we got Avengers, Infinity Quest, Stranger Things, although Stranger Things is about to get traded out. So if you want to play it, hurry up and get in here. It's about to get swapped out with a new release, a pinball that just came out, which we're super excited to have here on the floor. Godzilla. Probably one of my more favorite pinball machines of all time. I'd put this in the top 3. Rush, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Jurassic Park. So tons of great pinball machine. That's actually only part of it. We have more over here on the other side of the ramp, so let's check this out. We've got The Mandalorian, Deadpool, Star Wars, and The Munster. Star Wars is actually like our most played pinball machine. It's very simple. If you don't know how to play pinball, it's a great one to learn on, but it's also challenging enough if you want to get into it. But again, the Munsters, so super excited to have the Munsters as their, the movie was just released, so that's really cool. And then we got Hot Wheels as well. So Hot Wheels is a really fun game. I mean, again, if you're an 80s or 90s kid, you had Hot Wheels. You had the box and everything. All right, so zooming out here a bit, so we've got Killer Queen, the Mighty Killer Queen. Very unique game. It is actually a 10-player game, so this whole thing is one game. You can play with it as little as 2 people, but it is most intense with 10 people. So come try out Killer Queen if you have not already. You will be addicted to it. We have these over here called Vulix gaming stations. Probably better worded than is like fighting stations. So this one over here has Mortal Kombat 11 in it. So basically just do side by side. It's a great equalizer because you have the same type of controls rather than using a console. And then over here we have another Vulix, but this one is it's a Pandora's box. So it's got about 60,000 games in it. So pretty much if you can think of the game, it's probably in there. But you can select any of those games that you want to and play through them, whether it be like a 70s game, 80s, 90s, or a more modern game, sometime in the 2000s. We got Cosmotron, which is another modern game similar to how Killer Queen works. So you'll see it's 4-player and perfect size right there for your beer as well. All right, so if you want to get a little sweaty, we've got Pump It Up. So this is super popular. Like I can't overemphasize how popular this game is. So, and again, remember, it's on free play. So come jam out, get after these dance mats here, and break a sweat, and when you get sweaty, go have an ice cold beer up at the bar. Okay, so next section here is our esports lounge. So we are very excited about the esports lounge because it brings in games that we have from 40 days ago, but we have games made 40 years ago where I first started this walkthrough. So we got Xboxes, PlayStations, Nintendo Switches, games like Rocket League, Fall Guys, Minecraft, Apex Legends, Super Smash Bros, Fortnite. This one's loading right now. I think this one is, yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Plants vs. Zombies, Tetris 99, Hot Wheels Unleashed, Overcooked 2, Halo Infinite, and Call of Duty Warzone. So our esports lounge, as you can see, it's really designed to be essentially like a LAN party. So where you can come play with your friends sitting side by side on the same screen or next to each other, playing any game like Mortal Kombat or Mario Kart Deluxe, Fortnite. Like, you can play these games, or Overcooked. You can play these games sitting right next to each other, sharing a drink with each other, having a great time. So this section is very, 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 very popular. And then above our esports, we have kind of our recognition of some of the great icons of the gaming industry. We got Scorpion over there, Mega Man, PUBG, Master Chief, Ryu from Street Fighter, Link from The Legend of Zelda, Metroid, the Mario Kart crew, Sonic the Hedgehog, DJ Yonder, and Soap from Call of Duty. So anyway, a couple more for you here. So we got Tetris. This is actually a modern Tetris that we actually had custom made. So super excited about this one. Again, 2-player. So this is a side-by-side 2-player Tetris. You're given the same pieces, and victory goes to whoever can organize their pieces the best. So awesome competitive game. And of course, Guitar Hero, side by side, again, 2-player. You can really jam out and have a great time with that one. One of our most popular games of all time. So again, we got seating. So there's plenty of space for you guys to hang out here. We have food as well. So pizzas and burgers, wings, appetizers, desserts. We got some amazing desserts. So, make sure you guys come in and, have the full experience. Play the games, try the drinks, and try some of the food as well. So we're gonna head back over to the bar over here, and I wanna walk through everything that we have here at the bar. But I'm gonna lead off with the cocktails and show you guys some images of our cocktails. So first we have the Atari Old Fashioned, which is made with American bourbon. The Zangief Mule, which is our version of a Moscow Mule, but we make it with hibiscus vodka. It is so very good. The Old World Old Fashioned is basically, it's an old fashioned, but it's made with Reposado tequila. It's really delicious. Even if you're not a tequila fan, I think you'll really enjoy it. Princess Peach Tea, made with peach vodka. Mike's Punch Out. This sucker is very potent, made with Bacardi rum. So make sure you're very responsible with those. One of our most popular drinks is Yoshi's Island, made with Midori and coconut rum. Sub-Zero is another really, really popular one. It is absolutely delicious. And a Kirby's Love Tap. So it's made with pucker and sweet and sour. that drink the name is perfect. If you know anything about Kirby, the name of that drink is perfect. Double Dragon Mojito. Again, our twist on a mojito, which we make with Dragonberry rum. Very unique twist on that very popular drink. The Bowser's Fireball, made with Fireball whiskey, and we actually put the atomic fireballs. If you guys remember those little red candies, kind of like it's like a really large Red Hot. Pop that sucker in your mouth and make you squirm a little bit like it's a warhead. But that's a really popular drink. The Whiskey Smash, one of our very popular whiskey drinks made with Maker's whiskey. Donkey Kong is one of our newer drinks, and we've actually making this with Howler Head bourbon. It's got just a little bit of the banana taste to it. It is fantastic. The Zelda Lime Margarita. All of our margaritas are made with organic margarita mix, and they're quite delicious. Same story too with the Pac-Man Mango Margarita. Same story, we're making that with organic ingredients as well. SimCity Cosmo, if you guys have ever had, have ever played SimCity or SimCity 2000, man, that's a great game. You can build an entire city and be super productive, and then whenever you're bored with it, you just call on aliens to attack, or a monster, or kaiju, or a earthquake, tornado, and rebuild. So really great game. SimCity was just a ton of fun. The Chaos Emerald. So this is inspired by Sonic the Hedgehog. If you ever played on Sega Genesis, whenever you finish a round, you go into this kind of chaos realm and try to get an emerald. Tons of fun game. Just really cool, kind of one of the first games that had like a mini game built into the game. And then a Killer Queen shooter. This is our most popular shooter, made with blue carousel and blood orange liqueur as well. Man, if you have not played Killer Queen yet, you need to come in and play it. It is a fantastic game, and in addition to that, we noticed a pattern that the victors get the shots, usually paid for by the losers. So if we actually made a shot specifically for that game because it's such a popular game. So, alrighty guys, well, let's shift gears here a little bit, and let's go through what we have on packaged beers as well. So I'll run through these real quick. So we have Big D IPA, Voodoo Ranger Juice Force IPA, Dallas Blonde, sorry, I got lost for a second. The Hazy Jane Mango by Brewdog, Light Circus IPA by Carbot, and Firestone's 805. Guinness is a good classic drink. Elysian Night Owl Pumpkin Ale, just in time for the fall season. Actually, all these milk stouts are perfect for this time of year. We got Dragon's Milk, we got Temptress, Milk Stout by Left Handed Brewing, and if you want something a little different, we have alternatives to beer. So we have the Angry Orchard Hard Cider, we have the Ranch Rita Margaritas, the Ranch Water Spicy Hard Seltzer. And man, we got a lot of requests for mimosas on a Sunday morning, so how about one of these? So Woodchuck's Hard Seltzer Mimosa. Bishop Crackberry. Bishop Cider is by far our most popular cider that we have here. And then Awesome East Cider's Blood Orange Cider as well. We have wine, so this is the version of wine that we have, is the Babes Red with Bubbles. Trulies, we got two different Trulies. We got Strawberry Lemonade and Wild Berry. A few options for White Claws as well, Black Cherry, Blood Orange, and Mango. And then if you like some of the classics, we got Budweiser, Bud Light, Coors Light, and then we also have Stella as well. So we got a couple imports here. So we got Stella, Yuengling's Lager, Heineken, and some really good Mexicans with Modelo, Corona Extra, and La Cerveza del Pacifico. So that's a really good one as well. All right, so again, this is our bar. So our bar has got quite a bit. You can see the liquors up there. We can make almost anything that you can think of in addition to our signature cocktails. But I'm gonna take you guys to the top secret place. We're actually gonna go behind the bar. So, but I wanna show you what we have on draft here at the arcade. Again, getting ready for Halloween, so it doesn't always look like that. We got Wild Acre, Texas Blonde, Rars Blonde as well. We got Sunny Little Thing by Sierra, and Hazy IPA, which super cool handle. We just got that in. Bishop Cider, again, they're Pineapple Paradise. And again, we have another cider as well here. This is the Blackberry Cider. We are here in McKinney, so we definitely have a Tups. So Aloha Drop is very popular. And then some of our regulars that we have, a lot of these change out. Again, we change it out pretty often, but these here are pretty consistent. So we got a Blood and Honey by Revolver, Michelob Ultra, Shinerbach, Dos Equis, and Miller Lite. So, and as you can see in general, up here at the bar, we've got lots of vodkas and tequilas to choose from, some gins and more vodkas up there. And then we've got a lot of whiskey options too. So, a lot that we can make here. All right, so let's change gears. Let's go away from the top secret area here, and let's go. We're actually gonna go outside. So again, here's kind of a broad overview of the arcade. About 100 games here, a little bit over 100. So let me show you kind of the last two that we have. So again, we're not open, so I gotta let myself out. All right, so check this out. So we have, this is a new addition. We have a covered patio, and it is patio season now, so I'm excited to see this getting more and more busy. So we have plenty of space. So again, whether it be inside or outside, we can do parties, we could do guys' night, girls' night, corporate events, any of those things. Just give us a holler at our website at arcade92.com. Fill out the form, and we can get you guys scheduled in here. So, but I wanted to show you kind of 2 more games that we have here. So we have this Multicade here that is just one of our outdoor games. It's got about 60 games from the 70s and 80s built into that. And then we have this here too. This is unique. So having a fully functional Pong is just not really a thing from the early 70s. You can't really have those in a commercial setting or a public setting. So we've got this one here. It is a reproduction of it, but we share a birthday with Pong. So on November 29th, we opened in 2019, and that's the same exact birthday as Pong that came out in the early 70s. So we share a birthday with Pong, so we thought that would be a really big deal to have that as well. So, and then we have our non-covered side of the patio, so you guys can get some fresh air, enjoy the scenery of McKinney. So put about 50 people out here on the patio collectively. So again, we are here in historic downtown McKinney. We are very grateful to have this huge parking garage right here with just about 250 spots on it. So we are very easy to get to, and as you can see, this is very close to our front door. So we're located at 305 East Virginia Street in historic downtown McKinney. And we love being here down the square. The culture and the events down here in the square, we love being a part of every one of them that we can. Here's our hours. So we are open Monday through Thursday from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. On Friday, 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. and Sunday, 11 to 11. Now, special note on Friday and Saturday at 9 p.m., it's Adult Swim. So at 9 p.m. it is 18 years and up only, but all other days do not have any kind of age restrictions. So as you see, there's our slogan, it's time to play again, and our website as well, arcade92.com, if you want to see some more information about the arcade. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed everything. Again, we are here at Arcade 92. We are looking forward to seeing you very soon. And at Arcade 92, it's time to play again.